Hello. What we have here is a mess. It's got a lot of power banks together. One is charging the other. I have this fish, rockfish, as you can see it. It's charging my Blue Eddy 150 right here. And it's charging my Jack Daniels, my Jack Explorer 500 Jack Daniels. Oh boy, it's a long night. And I don't drink. And I have this right now. I don't know why this is charging. This is fully charged, but it's charging off of my jackery. This makes noise. Yeah, it is what it is. You might not want to have this in the same room where you're using the AC at. You might have to. These are power banks that are merging together. This one is fully charged. I was thinking this was shut off, but it doesn't. It stays on all the time. But the reason I'm leaving it on because I'm gonna have pass-through through this 500, and this is 500 right here. And right now, this is dumping energy into this battery again. It shouldn't be, but it is. This was full charge for an hour, but every time I turn around, it's charging up through the cigarette lighter. I have the cigarette lighter running to this 150, charging this FFPOWERs. I got the FFPOWER plugged to this Blue Eddy so that if it needs a large amount of energy, this Blue Eddy can give it to it so it won't use the energy inside the battery. What I want to do is extend the battery usage for this LG that I made a video on. Let me see if we can see it. This is the lowest energy one. My main thing is to stop this from needing the energy, to make the energy last longer than it normally would. Normally, with all this stuff not connected to it only lasts about 5 hours to 6. I want to expand that 6 hours to about 10 to 12. And if you do it right, get the temperature down a little bit, not where it's, cold, but just like bearable, around 75, 78 degrees. Then you can shut off the units, and you can expand it for 24 hours if you do it that way. And don't have fans running, your USB fans running in the room. So what I want to show you is how much energy this will use. So I'm gonna turn on the power back here, for the FF power. Turn on the power right here, so you can see the energy being used. It's only 36 watts. Now it's gonna get noisy, but the ideal is to have it in an apartment so you can, have cool air to go to sleep at. This is basically the ideal, or in a car or a van, so you can have some sleep and charge it up tomorrow or the next day on a gas generator or solar, whatever you want to do about it. But this takes a long time to do Blue Eddy, so it takes a lot of solar panels. I'm going to show you what you can do if you want to if you got a temporary power outage, and using these old power banks to supply it. So now I'm going to cut it on for the compressor to come on. As you can see, it says 8 hours. technically, it's not using an internal battery. Basically, it's using the battery from here, the jackery, as you can see. Let me cut it on. It's a jackery. And the power out here, this one don't tell you how much wattage is coming out, but it is watts coming out of this one. It's charging up 2 power banks. And it's going to have the pass through from here. So it's not using a power bank out of the Blue Eddy. I know it's complicated. Let me unplug this. Put it back in. As you can see, there's no energy being drained out of this. Basically, you're using the energy out of this, and you're using the energy out of this. And rock pails. Got fish. I'm talking about the other power bank. But you're seeing what it's doing. So technically, it's not using no energy. Wow. Oh, I made a mistake. I was experimenting. I guess it didn't work out. So I got to wait till it cuts back into it. Well, I cut it off. I didn't know it was running through the 200. I have to wait till it cooled off. I shut this off to reset it. I didn't realize that this was running through this. See the watts being used. But I didn't shut it off, it was running fine. That's why I was having pass through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it off. And see if it's going to shut down and charge up. Oh man, these lights go out real fast. The only problem with this, when you do it like this, you have to do a reboot for everything, you know. Now it's going to take a while to charge back up again, and I'm still getting a lot of energy taken out of this. I'm going to have to wait till it's finished recharging. Okay, I have to get everything back in order. So, that should be on, that should be on. I kind of threw everything off wire because I did something I wasn't supposed to touch it. So it was working out good. What I'm doing is cutting back on the AC. That's the watts right there. And put the AC on now. Right now it's going to pass through because it's staying with each other. Let me see what this is saying. Right now it's running through here. It's not charging. It's running through the both power banks. All the power banks. So this will be empty first, the jackery. And the energy is coming from the Blue Eddy. And this is definitely charging coming out of here. This is how it's supposed to be doing it. If you leave this on, you can see how much watts coming out of here. It's not even coming out of here. Wow. It's going through the pass-through of this. This is going through the pass-through of this. It's not, it should be putting out. So it's taking the power from out of here first. This is the wattage it's using. 219 watts going in, 373 going out, 74. So this technically, this draining right here, and this is being drawn out of here at the Blue Eddy. You should get 10 hours to 12 hours easy out of that because you're not really taking power out of it. You're only taking out about 100 watts. It says AC output is 380, and it's got 220, so that's only 180 going out. So that's good. I know it's complicated, but it's not really that complicated. And it's not nothing coming out of this power bank either, because it's taking it off from this power bank. So this will be dead probably after 2 hours, 3 hours. This will be still charged up, and it will have plenty of energy to push this. And once all these start dying off slowly, the 500, the Jackery, and the Rockwell, we start using the energy out of that. So this right now is going to see pass through. It's not touching the battery over there. So how long this lasts and this lasts over here, you should be able to get 2 hours more. You're looking at about 10 hours easy. This is my little, let's see. Like I said, it's only using about 170 watts. out of the battery out of this right now. As long as this stays up and this stays up, and then it will take out of here later on. It's only 7 watts coming out of here. The Jackery 500 Explorer is in the carport for the FFPOWER. So as I said, we're not using the energy out of this. And not, like I said earlier, you don't have to have the thing down to freezing cold. See, watch. Let's get the cold in here. Cut it off. And you save your energy. Cut it down. It will only come up. Let's see. It's the energy it's using. It's not touching the battery out of here. There's nothing coming out of here. It's all pass through right here. There's nothing coming out of here. It's all pass through coming out of here. I can feel the temperature. It's comfortable. It's nice and cool. This is a small kitchen. This area. This is all I'm trying to. And it's not even in the window. A little noisy. You got the, you got this making noise over here. And you see the wattage going down. It's drawing more watts. So you cut it on a little bit. Press is still not on. There's enough cold air coming off of here. There you go. See how it goes in the supercharge? When it first start up, look at the watch it's taking. That can't be right. It's got 388 here. There you go. It self-corrected itself. It only took enough energy out to absorb the like 533. Then went back to fully charged. All the energy is being really pulled out of this. This is your poor man firewall. And it's all, you can take it out, you can put it in an apartment, put it in a car. You can easily get, like I said, you get about 10 hours to 12 hours in it. You need to get some sleep in your car, or a van if you're living in your van. The hardest part is charging up the solar panels out. You need a lot of energy. And if you don't take this much money, energy, I call it money too, out of this bank right here, you need about 600 watts to bring it back up to charge. And this is going to take a while too to charge up. It's not taking nothing out of it yet. Mostly this 500 right here is getting the energy taken out of it too. And you can see the bars have dropped down yet. And there's 200 watts coming out of it. When you pour, you do what you gotta do. I buy old power banks so you can use the power banks in emergency. And if you know it's only going to be a short-term power outage, you can run it for like 10 hours in one room and have a room nice and cool and a fan blowing around to circulate that air. Hey, you're losing a lot of voltage by using your AC, but you know it is what it is. You should not take power out of your main battery. If I unplug it, this is how much energy got left. See, it's still full battery. Alright, thank you for watching. I'm just showing you what you could do. And put all your old power banks together and make one good, giant, big power bank. And this is the air conditioner I'm using. And it's the wattage. Oops. There you go. Thank you for watching. God bless.